watching the IUP TV News Bulletin, bringing you stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community on Channel 6 and 20.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining our news broadcast from Davis Hall. My name is Emily Schmitzer.
And I'm Justin Brown, bringing you stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community. We will broadcast this program every Thursday for the rest of the semester.
John Herm-Simplicio, Du Bois City Manager, was suspended after being charged of stealing over $600,000 in funds. This investigation has been ongoing for months and has just now faced theft and fraud charges. The city manager had been providing false information on his personal income taxes for several years. According to news outlets, he had made fraudulent transactions from the city's many bank accounts that paid for gambling, credit card bills, and even political donations. People are shocked and saddened, but are saying he is innocent until proven guilty.
The Temple Association of University Professionals, or TAUP, have moved forward with a vote of no confidence for the university's leadership. This follows a series of incidents at the university that have made faculty lose trust in President Jason Wingard, Provost Gregory Mandel, and Board of Trustees Chair Mitchell Morgan. Recently, the university ended a 2.5-month-long strike from the Graduate Students Union for better health care, working conditions, and wages. The university's leadership has also been criticized for their handling of the recent death of a university police officer, as well as the crime in the surrounding area. The vote of no confidence is mostly symbolic. However, it reflects the views of Temple University students and faculty alike. TAUP has held an emergency vote on the 21st to discuss the results and will continue with a formal no confidence vote on April 10th.
Last week was Tamale Day. One of our reporters, Abe Eshelman, had the chance to visit restaurants in the local area that served the popular dish. He had the chance to talk with some of the visitors and workers who give us inside look at the all-famous dish worth of its own day. Here's the story.
National Day calendar defines a tamale as a traditional Mexican dish made from a cornmeal dough and filled with a variety of meats, vegetables, or fruit. They're prepared in a special fashion, steaming the dough-wrapped meal inside of a leafy husk. One day a year is dedicated to this traditional tasty treat, May 23rd. So that means today is National Tamale Day.
Happy National Tamale Day!
Is the dish worth the hype, though? In Indiana, there are multiple local restaurants that offer tamales on their menus, so I went to a local restaurant, Tres Amigos, to give tamales a try and see what others thought of the dish. Shortly after arriving, we ordered our meals, a few tamales, of course, taking center stage. What is a tamale, though? What's so special about it? I spoke with a Tres Amigo employee about what makes a tamale a tamale.
Chicken inside the red sauce.
This employee is passionate about both the food and the culture behind it.
Full name is Wilder Gutierrez from Mexico.
Naturally, I had to ask Gutierrez, are tamales any good in his opinion?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, that's good.
Soon enough, the food was served. While there were other entrees ordered at our table, priority one for today sat in a doughy shell on most of our plates. While tamales can be served, sweet or savory, with vegetables, meats, or even fruits, the kind served to me today was stuffed with meat. The tamale was a delicious yet heavy entree, with a thick doughy shell around it that gave it a unique texture.
I'm at Tres Amigos, and I got a tamale for National Tamale Day, and it was pretty good. Never had a tamale before. I don't know what kind of meat was in it. I'm thinking beef. Kind of looked like beef. But it was really good. There was a lot of dough in it. But dough was good. We all like carbs. It had a lot of flavor.
What crab does he do?
I got a combo. I got a tamale and an enchilada. I thought they were pretty good. As much as, it is Tamale Day, I did like the enchilada more, but they were both very good.
Food is one of the most important ways people can share their culture with others. So, while National Tamale Day might sound a bit silly, it's nice to spend a day appreciating the food and traditions of another culture with friends. I'm Abram Eshelman, reporting for IUP TV News.
The Penn Student Newspaper is where students at IUP and members of the surrounding communities can catch up on the latest news about the weather, sports, culture, politics, and everyday events in Indiana. You can find such news articles on their website, thepenn.org. There you can also view their multimedia page full of videos and skits revolving around current trends on campus. Wanting to advertise your business? The Penn has you covered for that as well with spots in their newspaper and videos. You can access all that and more at thepen.org.
We all have a story. It's telling those stories that matter. That's why IUP's communications program airs its own news bulletin on IUP TV and 90.1 WIUP FM, with the people you know telling the stories. Here, there are new aspiring journalists ready to start their career strong. Even if news isn't your goal, there is a place here for everyone. This is IUP News, with stories relevant to IUP and the Indiana community.
In Nashville, Tennessee, 28-year-old Audrey Hale killed 3 children and 3 adults at a private Christian school. Audrey had legally purchased 7 firearms and was under care for an emotional disorder. The parents of the shooter stated they knew Hale had bought and sold 1 firearm in the past, but believed that that was the extent of it. But in reality, Hale had purchased 7 from 5 different stores and hid them at their home. 3 of those weapons were used in the attack. Police said that the attack was targeted and closely planned and outlined. Police and the shooter's childhood friend were able to help illuminate the time of the attack due to Hale's outlines.
Silicon Valley Bank closed recently, the largest bank closure in over a decade. The federal government has made the decision to fully protect all depositors' funds, more than the $250,000 limit typically set. This will save multiple small businesses who saved their money in Silicon Valley Bank. The funds will be replaced using the FDIC, which is paid for by banks, meaning that the taxpayer is not paying any more for this. In the wake of the 2008 recession, some have been reasonably suspicious of the government bailing out the banks. However, the reality is anything but. Silicon Valley Bank is suffering the full consequences of its failure. Only time will tell if this approach works out for the Biden administration.
Migrants fearing deportation set mattresses ablaze at an immigration center in northern Mexico. This led to the death of almost 40 people. The president says it was one of the deadliest events at a Mexican immigration lockup ever. In the time of the blaze, it is said that there is 68 men from Central and South America being held at the vicinity. Authorities are still seeking who is responsible.
The International Criminal Court has issued an arrest warrant for Russian President Vladimir Putin. The warrant alleges that the deportation of Ukrainian children from occupied parts of Ukraine to Russia is in violation of the Rome Statute and that Putin has been responsible for these crimes, both directly and indirectly. This is the first time the International Criminal Court has indicted a leader of one of the permanent member countries of the UN Security Council. The warrant obligates member countries to arrest Putin if he enters their territory, but the chances of Putin taking such a risk is unlikely. Russian officials have declared the warrant null and void because it does not recognize the court's jurisdiction. Ukraine, however, has hailed the decision as a historic step forward in the fight against Russia.
A floor collapsed in an off-campus apartment building near IUP's campus and has injured 12 people over the weekend. Police responded to the Elm by Traverse Commons and had discovered the second floor of the building had fully collapsed with people still inside. It is not clear how many people were inside, but everyone was able to get out. 12 people were injured and 7 of them had to be taken to the hospital. It is still unclear of what had led to the collapse.
Road work ahead? Yeah, I sure hope it does. Bridges in White and Center Townships and Homer City Borough will be undergoing construction soon. The bridge rehabilitation projects, which will begin on April 3rd, are expected to be completed this November. The construction will vary from painting steel structures to rebuilding entire bridges. Multiple local contractors have been hired, including Paolo Construction of Clarion and Clearwater Construction of Mercer. These are just some of many construction projects around Indiana in the coming month. Motorists are encouraged to look out for detours.
The Indiana County Tourist Bureau said that more than 250 members of the Pennsylvania Taxidermists Association will be gathering at the Kovalchik Convention and Athletic Center from Wednesday to Sunday to share their knowledge of the arts and improve people's skills in forms of art. Members who are interested are able to compete and sell their art. On Saturday, the public is invited from noon to 4 p.m. to vote for the people's choice of the taxidermy and wildlife art they think is best.
IUP has been selected to receive $1.19 million to help address the need for STEM high school teachers. The College of Education and Communications will use the money to fund a multi-year project to help provide opportunities to students in STEM education. This plan, which involves collaboration with 12 school districts and 2 community colleges, will encourage students in STEM programs who may not be considering education with scholarship opportunities to encourage them to pursue a degree in secondary education for their respective fields. This will help address Pennsylvania's current lack of STEM secondary educators at the source. The team is preparing over the summer months and will begin recruiting students in the fall.
And now for your weekly weather report. Today is sunny skies with a high of 47 and a low of 31. Tomorrow, we will certainly see those April showers in the area and alongside a high temperature of 58 and a low of 53. Saturday also will be rainy with a high jumping up to 60 and a low of 27 at night. Sunday and Monday will be both cloudy skies and highs of 49 and 67 respectively. Into the middle next week, we will see the return of those showers. All in all, a rainy weekend and a week ahead. IU Patty celebration took place over the weekend. The party is IUP's late celebration of St. Patrick's Day. Reporter Levi Donaldson had the opportunity to cover the festivities that ensued this weekend.
St. Patrick's Day is a well-beloved holiday all over, but especially here at IUP. People look forward to the celebrations all year, and the school has developed a legendary status for its festivities, which are locally called IU Patties. Due to crazy partying and people visiting just for the holiday, there's also a community concern, and oftentimes things can get rowdy. IU Patties fills this little town with activity in loose commemoration of St. Patrick bringing Christianity to Ireland. This is Julie, a student here at IUP who works as a bartender and had to cover a shift during IU Patties weekend.
Hi, I'm Julie Pittman. I'm an English major and I work as a bartender at IU Patties. They just seemed very drunk already when they came in, which that usually doesn't happen as early in the day as it did for this weekend. Usually the people get drunker as the night goes on, but a lot of people started early, so that definitely made a difference. I think to a lot of the students, it means just a fun break from schoolwork, but to the town, I feel like it's more serious because a lot of things do happen to go wrong during IU Patties. I just hung out with some friends, but I didn't want to go out partially because the weather was really bad, but also just because I know a lot of bad things can happen, so I just felt safer staying in.
This is IUP graduate student Richard Tovalsky.
My name is Richard Tovalsky, and I'm a graduate assistant in the CMPR department. What does IU Patties mean to this school? I think it has a very ingrained cultural acceptance in terms to the student population. I think that it is a tradition at this point for many IUP students, and it's going to continue to be a tradition for years to come. And I know there are many people who are proponents of IU Patties and many people who disdain IU Patties. And I will be forthright, I'm not necessarily a big fan of it myself, but I think it's very hard when you have something that's so ingrained in a culture. Some people told me that they saw or had heard a story where an apartment building, one of the floors had collapsed due to, some people were saying that it was damaged, some people were saying that there were too many people partying on the floor, and that it was just a little too rowdy as a result, and it just couldn't sustain it. But regardless of that, I know it was covered by CNN from some of the people that I talked to. But besides that, I don't have any firsthand knowledge. And besides that, I know that there was an incident of gunshots being heard around campus. And I knew that through emails that were given out by the school itself.
Some enthusiasts, like IUP alumni Mikhail Baden, traveled in from out of town to visit friends and celebrate IU Patties.
Hi, I'm Mikhail Baden, IUP alumni, class of 2022. I'm a filmmaker. IU Patties means a lot to the IUP community, and we've seen it change a lot throughout the years of what it means, and some people take it in certain, splintered directions and have their own fun with it. We see people make their own fun at IU Patties, whether it be through, academic means or not, if you know what I'm saying. But I feel like it's become a thing of people adapt it to their life and just they do something fun this weekend. I saw some crazy stuff going down at a frat party, all sorts of just like frat bros, drunk people, cryptids, all sorts of people lurking around IUP. Just beasts of burden, if you will. Really, if you're into people watching IU Patties, is where it's at.
Rest in peace to St. Patrick. I hope everyone had a great weekend, and let's make next year even safer. I'm Levi Donaldson for IUP News.
After the break, we will go to our sports correspondent, Gavin Richards, for his report.
And we'll take a look at some of the students behind the scenes at IUP Sports.
Let me tell you something. Whatever it took you to get here will take you anywhere you want to go. You may not have it figured out right now, and that's okay. There are people here who do, and they believe in you. But you gotta put in the work. And if you go all in, if you commit to something bigger, IUP will take you further than you ever imagined. Because it's not about who you are when you arrive. It's about who you become. IUP. Grow here.
Do you have a passion for sports? Do you like watching, discussing, and debating about them? Then the Big Hit is for you. This is IUP TV's one and only sports show. We cover all sorts of sports such as football, soccer, baseball, and more. You can do sideline interviews with players and coaches or be the person behind the camera capturing all this footage. This year, the Big Hit is teaming up with Sports Production to get up close and personal with IUP Sports. If you have a passion for sports, the Big Hit is for you.
The IUP baseball team had a doubleheader yesterday away at Kutztown. The day was split, with IUP losing Game 1 10-2, then coming back strong in the second game with Paul Trippi throwing 4 hitless innings, leading the Hawks to a 9-2 win. The Hawks will be taking on Sleepy Rock at home this Friday. March Madness is in full effect, with the Elite Eight coming to a close last weekend. The 4 teams that will be advancing to the Final Four are number 5, San Diego State, who will be playing number 9, FAU, and number 5, Miami, who will be facing off against number 4, UConn. 3 out of the 4 games played were upsets, with the only higher seed number 5, San Diego State, beating number 6, Creighton, 57-56. These 4 teams were most definitely not the schools that we predicted to have made it to the Final Four. The Final Four will be held in Houston, Texas, at the NRG Stadium this Saturday. The Pittsburgh Pirates are in the middle of spring training, holding a record of 9-18. With a record below 500, the manager needs to make some changes. After months of trade talk and contract extension negotiations, Brian Reynolds will play left field on opening day. The Pirates will open the season against the Cincinnati Reds at the Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Mitch Keller will take the mound for the Pirates. Reynolds played just 1 game in left field last season, appearing in 127 games in center in 2022. Center field has been Reynolds' primary position since 2021. The Pittsburgh Penguins are 5th in the Metropolitan Division, holding a record of 36-28. The Pens have won their last 2 games, beating the Capitals 4-3 and the Red Wings last night 7-4. The consistency in the wins column just hasn't been there for the Pens this season, having just come off a 6-game losing streak. The Pens have been struggling with the first period penalties, soft defensive zone coverage, and most importantly, poor goaltending. A team cannot consistently compete when they are lacking these certain attributes. There is still a small chance that they can make it to the wild card, so they need to ride these last 2 wins and keep moving forward. The Pens play the Nashville Predators at the PPG tomorrow night. This is Gavin Richards with your IUP Sports Report. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gavin, for that report. Sports is an interest of many students here in the Communications Department, and many of those interested students are also heavily involved in sports production. Our other sports correspondent, Nathan Osler, has a story on CMPR.
With spring sports at IUP here in full swing, students in CMPR are being given the opportunity to grow their skills in sports broadcasting and production. The IUP baseball team is just one of the 17 sports that IUP provides for students to play and watch. These sports also include football, basketball, field hockey, and girls volleyball. Fans of the baseball team, however, will come to tailgate and watch the games on the South Campus. But how does this game and others go live on the air? The organization that allows for these games to be live on the air is CMPR. CMPR is the Center for Media Production and Research here at IUP. Many students that are involved in the organization are throughout the communications department. Peyton Trollinger has been with CMPR since last semester and has taken advantage of the many opportunities that it brings him.
So the CMPR has helped me with my career because when I transferred here from Cal, it was really nice knowing that IUP had a club like the CMPR where I can really just hone in on my skills and just focus on my craft.
Along with doing all the games that he has participated in like baseball, football, and basketball, Peyton has taken many more advantages of different opportunities that have been brought to him from outside of the school opportunities.
So I was given the opportunity to be the voice voice of the D1 hockey team. This just actually pretty recently, and then I should be doing that next season as well, possibly traveling with the team as well. Hockey is my passion, and that's what I would really want to do, is be an announcer for hockey. So it's a great opportunity. Coach Hanzo, I love him, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Announcing for CMPR is not the only opportunity that is given to students. Behind-the-scenes opportunities are also very popular and also very important. Donovan Carrington works for the CMPR and has taken advantage of many of the behind-the-scenes opportunities that have been given to him. These included camera work, directing, and running the graphics.
So how CMPR has helped me out in front of and behind the camera for what I want to do later in life is that it's a lot of hands-on experience, a lot of live action stuff, because we do it for the live broadcasting for the PSAC website. So a lot of this video is going on the website, a lot of live people are watching it, and everything that we do is what we're going to be doing for the job. Like, we're like putting everything together, putting all the wires together, like setting up, putting the tearing down, what we can't say on set, and just everything has been just an amazing experience, and I'm really happy to be a part of it and being able to do all this.
CMPR is a very important organization to be a part of if you are a student that would want to get involved in sports production. So it is very important to find out more about the organization and ones like it. For more information, you can either ask a friend who is in CMPR about the club or go to their office.
As it can be seen, CMPR is very important for students looking for careers in sports broadcasting. As for myself, I took advantage this semester to join CMPR and broadcast some baseball games. For IUP TV News, I'm Nathan Ostler.
And that's going to be it for us this week at IUP News, in association with students looking for careers in the communications media field. Tune in next week for a story about the up-and-coming trout season and more. I'm Justin Brown.
And I'm Emily Schmitzer. We're your hosts for today. Please take care and have a safe weekend.